Guys, there's a lot of knife companies out there. It's easy to miss some of them, but I got to show you one that is a good budget brand that's not coming out of China. So let's turn us around and take a look at Joker Knives. Guys, there are so many knife companies out there that I'm surprised that it just surprises me how many companies are out. This is Joker Knives. Now, this knife came from a viewer, and the knife that was sent to me is this one, the Lynx. And I've never heard of these, and I did have to look these up, but these are about $99. And the cool thing about these is these are made in Spain. So let's go ahead and get the box out of the way. And let's really take a look at this, because this is a fairly decent knife. Now, these are, like I said, $99 where I saw them. I don't know where they're really available everywhere. It was just a cursory look. But this is a fixed blade bushcraft survival style knife done in a steel that I haven't tried yet. So this is Bowler N695. And like I said, these are handcrafted in Spain, and it's a fairly decent little fixed blade. It's got a very nice, really well done hard leather sheath with double stitching. It is a nice tight fit, and it has snaps. Instead of it just being like you've got to, push your belt through on a lot of them, it's not just a leather loop. It's actually snapped on, so you can put it on and take it off without having to undo your belt. So enough about the sheath. Micarta handles on this are done in canvas micarta, and it's orange canvas, but it's not like a bright orange. This is a nice looking handle on this. It's got black liners on this. There's some jimping on that blade right there where you would want it as you come up onto the blade. And in hand, I got to tell you, this thing is comfortable, really, really comfortable in hand. It is a flat, almost a saber grind, if you look at it that way, coming down. And it is relatively thick. It's a pretty robust knife that is more of an outdoor style knife that would take a beating. It came really, really sharp. And it's, for an outdoor style knife like this, it's not super thick behind the edge. It is pretty thick behind the edge, but not as bad as some of them. The jimping on this is great. There is no slip in that jimping. You are on that, and it just grips nice and tight against your skin. The handles are nice and broad, so they fill your hand really, really well. You don't have to worry about that feeling like it's not at all secure. And it's pinned construction, but this final one is pinned all the way through with a lanyard hole. And for something like this, that does not bother me at all, the fact it has a lanyard hole. The blade is done in a belt satin, and you can see you've got your markings on here. Well, I can't read all of that. Let's see, let's zoom in. Maybe we can see it here. It might be in Spanish to the point where I can't read what that says, to tell you that. Oh, it says bushcraft on it. Like I said, nice markings on the blade with their logo. And like I said, this is the Lynx, which they've got several different models. Did not realize that I didn't even know this company existed. You've got nice area here with a little bit of jimping on this spine. But the cool thing is everything else is nice and softened and smooth and married up, except for this area here, where if you needed to use this to pound on something, you've got a bit of an area where the scales are redacted, so you get on it. I have not done anything with this knife yet to speak of, other than just like the cursory look at. This is basically an unboxing. It showed up a few days ago, and I just got around to pulling it out of the box. So yeah, pretty cool. There's a couple things I have noticed about it that I'm not a big fan of. And we'll do that. Flip side of the story, flip side of the knife. Okay, not a lot on this like basic unboxing and first impressions. One thing I did notice is that one of these sides has got, this side, it's a little sharp around the mouth of that. So if you had a lanyard that you were going to throw on it, you may want to look at smoothing that out just a little bit more. Next thing, there is no, I mean, I know that you don't necessarily need it, but that's gonna play hell on your stones when you're sharpening, if you're trying to just do general sharpening. And you can see it's already got a smile here on this. I will probably add a small notch to this, just not necessarily so much for the sharpening as the fact that the aesthetics, it just drives me nuts. Next thing, Super, super thick, not much of a distal taper on this. You've got a really robust tip for an outdoor knife, but as you can see here, you've got some asymmetry to the grind, but the big thing is, can you see that? The tip on this is actually recurved. There's a low spot here at the tip, which would require, it's going to require a lot of material removal to take care of it, because you're just going to have a spot where no matter what, your stones aren't going to touch. So you're going to have a gap there for a while until you get rid of it. You can see it really, really clearly that the point, not just the grind, but the actual edge itself lowers down into that little bit of a recurve at the tip. And the tip is a little inconsistent. The grind is a little inconsistent as well. You can see here the Mary point here is different than that point. It kind of is misground ever so slightly. And then I'm sure this will take care of itself over time, but the sheath, getting it in and out of the sheath, in the sheath usually is not as bad. Coming out of the sheath, it catches. It catches on these, and you can see how it's starting to scrape it up, and it's knocking the edge off of, or the point off of that right there. And then the final thing, and I'm going to take care of this myself, that's really sharp. That micarta just comes up to an abrupt, sharp edge, and it is kind of a hot spot when you get up against it. It's very, very acute, very, very sharp. So I'm probably just going to take some sandpaper and just knock that off, or take it out, put it on my Scotch-Brite wheel on my knife grinder. But for a $99 knife that's not made in China, it's made in Spain out of quality materials, I would say that this is a really good knife if you were looking for something. This might be up your alley. So with that being said, guys, let's turn this around, do some final thoughts, and send you out about your day. There you go, guys. This is a really nice knife coming in under $100, depending on where you're picking them up. So big shout out to Zach for sending this along. This is going to get a full review, probably a sharpening. It might take a while before I can get to it, Zach. I apologize. But so far, pretty cool looking knife. I like the aesthetic and everything. And it seems to be a quality made product. So guys, that's it on this one. You know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, drop a comment, hit the bell icon. Make sure that you set that to all. Check out all of my links down below if you're going to do any shopping. You can go to Blade HQ, Knives Ship Free, all that, plus my Amazon store. All of those support the channel. It doesn't cost you anything extra at checkout. And there's a couple of links down there, Coffee Brand Coffee and Tempered Trail, that have discounts built into them. I also have got a bunch of spots where I have a coupon code that can save you even more money. It's crazysharp, all one word. That's the coupon code, and it'll save you 10% at Rosecraft Blades, 10% at KATSU Knives, 10% at Fair and Forge Knife Works, and if they have any knives left at this point, saves you 40% at Beyond EDC Knives. I also have got a membership down below where you can get into exclusive content, premium sharpening tutorial series, giveaways, and a private Discord. There's a link to that down below. All you gotta do is just join. There's multiple tiers that get you different levels of benefits. And I have a public Discord down below if you want to join that just to hang out and talk. There's a link down below. Guys, that's it on this one. I love you all. Keep it clean in the comment section. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. I'll see you in the next video.